Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. We're talking fuel tanks this time. These are the fuel tanks for the airplane. What do you call it? I already put in the line on the inside, and I wanted to show you that I do put safety wire on both sides of the tank on the inside. So if you can see the clunk, I don't know if you can see the wire there in the camera, but anyway, this side has safety wire, this side has safety wire. And basically I put them in here. I'll go in there and tighten it up and make sure that it has a good seal. And I'll test these before I put them on there. I either pump them up with air or I get some water, whatever, or even fuel and then test them. But one of the main things that I wanted to discuss with you guys regarding tanks is since this has multiple tanks, or actually 3 tanks, if you see on my main tanks, I removed the standard overflow fitting that was on here, or vent fitting, excuse me, is what it should be called. And the most important part, one of the most important parts for the fuel flow, besides that you have actually, you know, good openings and correct fuel lines, is that you gotta have a good vent in order for it to push the air in there and get the fuel going, to assist the actual fuel pump from sucking the fuel out into the motor. If you have a restricted or a clogged vent, then it's going to go ahead and slow down your pump and possibly make you have a flame out. Now, since it's 3 tanks, and by the way, the most tanks I recommend on an airplane would be 3. 3 tanks plus the UAT. Anything over that, you might be pushing it when it comes to your fuel pump and your vents. So anyway, back to vents. I'm using a high flow, or I'm gonna be using a high flow BVM vent on here on all of them. This one I haven't taken out, but I will take it out. And that just basically so you can see the difference there of the size of the fuel vents. The standard one, and then you know, the oversized one. I did want to use a Interco. This is the Interco 40 and this is the 50. This is basically 4 ounces. I guess this is 5 ounces or 6 ounces. And I want to go to the stock location. The original vent, the original UAT tank was right here in the between the intake and the actual inside the intake and between the air vent, or the air intake, and the actual intake of the airplane. And the iTrap 40 fits right in there, and you know, it's not you can get it in there. The 50, you would have to make a bigger hole on there, and I'm not keen on taking a lot of the wood from here, so I'm going to use the 40. One of the other options would be to use a BVM style one. And again, this one slides into the same cavity where the stock one came in, the stock fuel UAT on there. I don't think I have it up here. All right, so I'll show it to you. The other thing with this one, besides having you know, you can't just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna put large vents, and then you have the same fuel lines on there. I'm gonna be using Tygon fueling, the large one. And I got these from Amazon. I don't remember the part number, but they're 3/16 T fittings. And these are large overflow ones. And then, you know, with the large Tygon fuel, it fits right in there. And then, you know, just basically have a good fuel flow, or even air vent flow all the way out. I always use just because I have them on all the other airplanes. This is a DreamWorks vent line for the outside of the airplane, and I like I said, this is what's on my other airplanes. I've been using them for a while, so I don't change them out. I mean, and this is also a good size on there, so it's not, you know, I'm showing you guys that I have a large vent and large lines all the way out to the outside. You don't want to have a restriction anywhere on your vent when you have this many fuel tanks on an airplane. The other thing I was talking about that we upgraded the tanks. This is what was supposed to be on here. I mean, to me, yeah, it works and it's great, but that was 30-40 years ago. We've evolved, so that's why the tanks were upgraded. As you can see from this plate, the retract valves were removed, the brake valve was removed, and I'll change this over to the AG63 and the DS3 door, and we'll go from there. I don't intend to make any of these videos long. I'm explaining to you what I'm doing, or what the process of doing at the time I'm doing it. Right now, the only thing that I have to report is I am gonna put all the 3 fuel tanks in there so I can put the nose back on there, and to show you that I got the safety wire on all my fuel lines, both sides, the front and the back where the clunk is at. And then once I put the tie gun on here, I will put in the safety wire there too. So now I'm gonna go ahead and install the 3 fuel tanks in there, put the nose back on, and that way we can start on with the landing gear and the doors, and we'll see how it goes. For me, October and December get pretty busy because I do a lot of Halloween events with the Star Wars clubs, and we're busy in October and we're busy in December, and my son's wedding is coming up also in a month and a half or so. So we'll see if we can get this going. I wanted to get it done before the Jets over California over there in Fresno and Peg Field. So we'll see how far I get along. The idea is to do 1 or 2 hours a day whenever possible and keep this going. So we'll see you next time.